What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel DC Comics Multiverse Aquaman from the new Aquaman movie. Here we do have Aquaman in the packaging. Really excited I have this figure in hand. So what we're going to do now is take a little break, get him open up, and then we'll have a better look at Aquaman. So stay tuned, everyone. And so here we have Aquaman posed and out of the packaging. Now before we have a look at the figure, let's actually take a look at what Aquaman comes with. Aquaman here does come with the right leg of the Trench Warrior, which we will have a look at when he's all said and done. As far as accessories go, Aquaman does come with one accessory. He does come with his trident, and it's a really nice accessory. It is done in a gold plastic, and it has a little bit of airbrushing right here at the forks and at the bottom. Although it's not the best in the world, there is some detailing in it, which I do love that. But other than that, Aquaman really doesn't come with anything, and he only holds it in his right hand, because let's face it, his other hand is a fist, so you can only get it into his right hand. So with his accessory out of the way, let's actually have a better look at Aquaman. And so here we have a closer look at Aquaman, and as far as the face detailing go, it's pretty good. It's not 100% Jason Momoa, but it does look like him, and I do have to point out that Mattel is using some kind of face printing tech, at least with the eyes. If you look up close at the eyes, you can tell that there's some kind of face printing tech that they're using for the eyes. So I do like that they are going that route. I just kind of wish they did it with the whole face. But other than that, it's still a really good head sculpt. His hair is actually done really well. It's done in a brown plastic, but it does have a wash going around it, so it does highlight the details. I kind of wish that he had those blonde highlights that he had in Batman vs. Superman, but as far as likeness to the actor, I'd say it's passable. Moving on to his suit, you can see he's actually wearing something really reminiscent of classic Aquaman, and I really do like that. You can see the scaling is done really nicely. It's done in this gold-orange color, kind of a mix between the two. And it just goes all throughout his costume. I really fell in love with the detailing on this costume. Out of the 3 Aquaman figures that I have from the DC movie universe, I think this is my favorite one, probably because it has the most classic feel to it. You can see he does have this belt, which has some thigh guards right here. Then they're not, I don't know what the proper term for this piece of armor is, but it does look nice. We do have the Atlantean A, which I'm going to guess that's A stands for Atlantis, not Aquaman, and I just say that because it's seen on other figures as well. Moving on to his gloves. His gloves and his boots are really nice. I love the green that they used for his gloves. It brings out a lot of detailing. You can see it almost looks like seaweed moving in the current of the ocean, and that's something I really do enjoy. There's also some silver in his gloves, so that's another nice little detail. Really loving this green with the silver. There's so many contrasting colors here that it actually works. We go on to his pants, and he is wearing the scaled green tights, and it's a really nice dark shade of green, and in contrast with the brighter, almost metallic green that we have right here on his boots. Like I said, so many nice things about this figure. Just the overall design of this costume, I think, is my favorite that we've seen from Aquaman in any of the movies, so I really do like that. So once again, just getting a really nice look at the figure. If I have one gripe about it, and this is something I've seen everyone complain about, the discs. If the discs in his shoulder were the same color of plastic, it would be that much better. But it is a small detail, and I am willing to overlook it because it's not too big of an issue. So with his detailing out of the way, let's actually get a quick comparison with Aquaman and a few other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have Aquaman posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we do have Aquaman posed next to the DC Universe Classics Aquaman and the DC Essentials Aquaman. Here we have Aquaman posed next to the Justice League Aquaman and a Batman vs. Superman Aquaman. And finally, here we have Aquaman posed next to the movie Black Manta. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually have a look at Aquaman's articulation. Now, this figure is really good with the articulation. It does show Mattel is taking steps in the right direction. Let's actually take a look at what his articulation is. He does have a barbell joint in the head, so we do get some up and down movement. His head would go further back, but his hair does hinder movement. And his head would go further down, but his beard actually hinders movement. So we do get some hindrance with the beard and the hair. Same thing with the side-to-side tilt. Not enough of it. He can look left and right, so that's pretty good. Arms on a ball joint go out to about that far. They do a full 360. They spin at the bicep. It's a really stiff joint on mine, so yeah, they do spin at the bicep. He does hinge at the elbow, not quite 90 degrees, and we also do get a swivel there at the elbow. We have a swivel and a hinge at the wrist, and it's the same for both hands. We do have an ab crunch which goes back about that far. Does crunch forward only about that far. We have a swivel in the waist. Legs do go forward, back, and out quite a bit, so we do get really good outward movement with his legs. Swivel at the thigh, double jointed in the knee, no issues there. We have a hinge in the ankle which goes forward and back. And we also do get ankle pivot, which is something a lot of people have been asking for with Mattel figures for a really long time, so I am glad that they did include that with Aquaman. So with his articulation out of the way, let's actually get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have Aquaman posed for my final thoughts. Overall, this is a really nice figure, and I'm actually more surprised that this costume looks as nice as it does. I remember when they revealed the Justice League costume, I was thinking to myself, there's no way they could get the classic Aquaman costume to look right in a movie, and here I am eating my words because we have a really solid figure right here. Now, this is a figure that I think Mattel is taking the right steps in the right direction, so hopefully they keep improving on this and not going back. This is a really nice Aquaman figure, and it looks amazing in person. If you're a fan of Aquaman and looking forward to the movie, you're going to want to pick this figure up. He's amazing. The articulation is getting better and better with each series that we have, so that is something that I'm really glad to report on. If you are looking for the Aquaman figures, they are starting to hit stores now. I was lucky enough to get mine from a friend off Facebook who was able to get these for me for $20 each. So I only paid about $80 for the entire set, so that's almost what you're going to be paying in stores. You will, of course, pay tax. So if you can find this figure and you're a fan of Aquaman or looking forward to the movie like I am, I say this is a must-have figure. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this figure, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other DC Multiverse figures. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.